I'm Sam. This was me in a float plane over Muncho Lake in British Columbia. Though it was a spectacular flight, my stomach had issues with it. I was grateful to be back on the ground at the Northern Rockies Lodge. I'd driven all the way from Los Angeles and had started driving the Alaska Highway headed north. I needed a break from the road. I decided to start my first walk at the Red Rocks Canyon Trail, just about a mile up the road from the lodge. It was a dried-up creek bed, or so I thought.
This is my first walk on this trip, and what I like about this one is it's a good introduction for me because it's about 4 hours round trip, so it's not too long. Also, for the most part, the visibility is wide open. You know, for my first walk up here, I was a little nervous about just going into heavily wooded forest, you know, with bears and everything like that. I mean, I've read up on it, but you know, it's nice to be able to start a walk where the visibility is fairly wide ranging and I can see where the hell I'm going.
I should have read the sign at the trailhead more carefully. It stated, and I quote, "There is no distinct trail in the canyon, and you will have to hop the creek or wade through it to reach the waterfalls."
See that? That's what I'm talking about. See, it's some of the rocks, they're just under the current of the stream, right? So it looks like you can stand on them just fine, but they are extremely slippery. So I went across one and just totally lost my footing and face planted right on the other side. Pants are wet, but I'm not that wet, I'm fine. Cut my hand. I don't know, guys.
The canyon and creek bed started out wide, but significantly narrowed as the walk went on. Either I was moving slowly and carefully through the water and rocks with my semi-hurt knee, or I was clinging to the canyon wall, hampered by undergrowth. It was slow going. I began to worry about the return journey in the dark.
I gotta call it. It's just about 4:30 p.m. Maybe about 2 more miles that way is the waterfall. I'm turning around, and as much as I hate to turn around and turn this first walk into like a boring lesson, it's the logical thing to do. I'm sure I could make it, right? But the return journey, yes, I do have a headlamp, but it's difficult enough crossing this creek and these slippery rocks in the light, in the twilight, even with a light. I just don't want to mess with it. It's 5 o'clock, sun sets after 7, plenty of time, and I'm also out of that very difficult spot where the creek bed's kind of drying up now, and it's very rocky. There's no trail at all, but it's easier. So that was the right decision for me. To each their own. Well, I'm back at the car, and even though it was slightly disappointing that I had to turn around, ultimately it was the right decision, because had I pressed on to the small waterfall at the end, I would have been turning around as it was getting dark due to my pace, and I would have been walking back after nightfall with a headlamp going over rocks in the creek bed. Not the brightest idea. As you can see, here's the trail itself. Here's where I am on the road. Made this big left turn, got up around here into this kind of more sort of moderate area, and just as it was getting steep, that's where I had to turn around. So as you can see, I missed a chunk for sure, but again, based on the timing of today, the light, it was the right decision. I'll come back another time. Enjoy this walk, be safe, plan on getting wet, and wear the right damn pants and quality waterproof boots. And just like Pierce Brosnan, I'm going to die another day.